Hey everybody, welcome to Roll and Keep, our weekly TTRPG live play, where this amazing cast encounters an endless variety of adventures and worlds and settings, all powered by Cortex Prime. Our current setting right now is Hammerheads, so think emergency first responders in a near dark future of climate change driven calamities, kind of in the spirit of movies like Armageddon and San Andreas, Volcano. I don't know, maybe Eight-Legged Freaks
or CNN the last couple of weeks,
or just CNN, or just the news, just reality. Again, we have an amazing cast. Let me introduce you guys to Aliza Pearl from Nerdist and Geek and Sundry, Streampunks, the Improvised generation. She's a Renaissance woman. Aliza, so always glad that you are here. Mellie Doucette, our amazing community leader and person I lean on for any and everything in my day-to-day life. Not even Roll and Keep related, just life. Sometimes I just call her. Adam Bradford, our VP of Gaming. Hello, sir. Vanessa Guerrero from the El Rey Network and the Kicking and Screaming podcast. My name is Joe Starr. I'm one of the writers of Honest Trailers. And of course, our game moderator for Hammerheads, Cam Banks, literally the guy who wrote the book on Cortex Prime, here to sort of walk us through. And, you know, this isn't just an actual play show. This is an actual watch us learn how to play show. And he's been a phenomenal Yoda in that quest. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter at Cortex RPG. Make sure you're subbed and you're belled and all that good stuff on YouTube and Twitch at Fandom Tabletop. We've got links in the description. Check them out. We're live here on Twitch every Thursday, and then VODs drop on YouTube every Monday. Right now, we're on the Twitch. Hi, or unless you're watching this on YouTube and I just broke your brain. But if you're watching live now, thank you guys so much. And thank you guys. We're giving away copies of Cortex Prime. Giveaways are triggered for heroic successes, which you're going to learn about, and for eliminating crisis pools, which you're going to learn about. I believe that is all the business, so I am going to hand this over to Cam for our final, for now, adventure in Hammerheads.
All right, thank you, Joe. So last week we ended on the cliffhanger that was probably the most cliffhangery of cliffhangers that we've had so far, and that is that as our fearless team of Hammerhead agents were meeting outside of their depot and outside their headquarters at a biker bar to discuss the recent revelations that the council of the World Crisis Agency's council were in fact infiltrated by not one but two sinister individuals. They were made aware of the fact that their own ship, the Hammerhead 2, which had been depended upon for all the past 5 sessions of the game to help them take on these crises that they're worried about in the world, that has taken off without them, and someone else is flying it. They don't know who it is, and now they're stranded out here and probably going to, I don't know, get a new job, maybe go out and find something else to do. So we'll start out with this perilous situation by having us go around the table introducing who our fantastic Hammerhead agents are. We will start today with Aliza Pearl.
Hi, I'm Aliza Pearl. I'm playing Micah Dunstan, who is a former ballroom dancer, retired from ballroom dancing and decided to have a second career as a Hammerhead. Yeah, that's her. AKA Flourish. Did I say Flourish? Call name Flourish.
Codename Flourish. All right, Vanessa.
I play B. Mendoza, codename Doolittle. Previously, she was an animal behavioral psychologist, and now she's brought her study of all behaviors to the Hammerheads. She comes in a team. It's her and her African gray parrot Harold, who she has on more than one occasion let pilot the Hammerhead. And honestly, he's not bad.
Is Harold with us right now, or did Harold take the Hammerhead?
If Harold's not currently with us, let's assume Harold has and can start the
mystery
Hammerhead.
Solved. We can skip the session.
He learned how to use keys last week. Oh no, he's too powerful.
Fastest crisis solve ever.
Yep.
Adam, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Adam Bradford. I am playing Hank Haymaker Haddocks, and he really has a very, very easy place to land because he was a former professional wrestler. We all know that they just keep coming back and back and back long after they have originally left. So yeah, if we lose this job, no skin off Hank's back, he's just going to go right back to the ring.
But you got to switch up your costume, though. You never come back with the same one twice.
Very, very true. And maybe some face paint or something that'll spice it up just a little bit.
All right, Mellie.
Yeah, I am Mellie. I'm playing Anushka Bayatov, aka Nesting Doll, an ex-Russian agent who now works as kind of like the hacker for this Hammerheads team.
And that leaves Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm playing Sam Butters, aka Soft Boiled, a conspiracy theorist slash lawyer slash podcast personality who joined the team to prove that it was corrupt. Fell in love with the mission of the team, became a true believer of the team, and then discovered it was corrupt.
Yep, that's what we do when we find out when we make characters. You put down what you think, and then the GM says, "Okay, that's going to be real." So let's paint the scene for us. We've got the biker bar. It's in the wilds of Oregon. I think we've determined before that the Hammerhead 2 base depot, as we call it, with its small staff of individuals who I think you've already named many times. Joe, the crew who helped sort of throw this stuff onto the Hammerhead. That's right. Those folks, they're all back at the depot. You did not bring them with you. You do not have Harold with you, Vanessa. Harold is not obviously cut out for biker bar trips, clandestine meetings in the middle of the night. You do have a handful of old bikers, and they're here, and they're not paying any attention to you. But it is outside. It's nighttime. It's dark. You've got a full moon. You've got all kinds of whistling wind through the trees. The whole Twin Peaks kind of vibe going on here, and also that little alert on your handy watch, Mellie, that tells you that the Hammerhead has taken off from the depot and is on its way somewhere else, and certainly not in your direction. So, what do you do with this information? Let's go to the Hammerhead team when we last left them and see how things go.
The ship is we're all here. Who's sorry? The ship is going.
Going.
Where's
where?
Harold?
So I didn't bring him to the biker bar. He has a lot of feelings about like large crowds and low lights. So I left him in the Hammerhead this time.
Well, can you like get on the comm link to the parrot or something? Like
He doesn't know how to answer phones yet.
Does he know how to turn on Hammerhead yet?
He absolutely does.
Maybe we should have maybe switched around those instruction orders.
Yeah, look, I don't want to be Birdist, but we've found out that we can't trust 2 council members, and I'm sorry, but I don't think I trust Harold.
You think Harold is compromised?
He's smart enough to be compromised.
If anyone here is, probably Harold.
Oh
I
my
wouldn't
God.
say he's compromised. I'd say maybe he just wanted to go take it out for a little bit.
Well, we should find
Joyride
out.
with the $1 billion plane. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Maybe I can pull up. Do we have surveillance inside of Hammerhead? Maybe
We
I
totally
can pull
do.
that up.
Sensors.
You've got, well,
Cameras.
I guess you've got some kind of device with you at all times, Mellie. I think you brought that with you. So you
Yeah,
can-
I got a new smartphone. I've replaced like 8 of them over the last 2 episodes, but I have another new one that I can start to pull stuff up on here.
Do you not have one of those heavy duty, like you can drop it on the floor kind of laptops that look as if they're made with bricks?
No, because they're a lot harder to replace. I used to have them, and then I just realized it was way cheaper to get like the cheapest phone in the market every time I needed a new one.
Right. You keep dropping those tough boys
Out the
into
window.
forest fire or out the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
The avalanche covers it up. You never get it back. All right. So you've got your phone. You've got enough information on here. You can probably start assembling some kind of status update. So let's have you make a quick roll, because I like making dice rolls in this game, as you've all noticed. It is not terribly difficult to pull up that kind of information. You know that ship in and out and the systems that it has. None of you have any current stress or complications. We've taken all them off the table. You're free to go. You can create your own ones this session. Everything will be horrible. It'll go bad. But for right now, you're fine. So I will throw out a roll just right off the bat and let you know that I will get a 1.
All right.
My total is a 6, and so if you can beat a 6, I think you've got no problems.
I feel pretty good about that. So I got my my mental here, got my my network specialist getting all hooked up into our Hammerheads network here. And definitely, I think I even have like extra cameras set up that I didn't tell anybody about because secrets are the enemy of the people. I had to make sure I had my own that I could just like live stream if I needed to.
Butters was right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead with that 10, 10, 8, and go ahead and give that a roll.
I'm waiting for you one day to just botch the whole lot. Yeah.
It's double heroic success.
It's early days on this session, and we've already got ourselves something to throw to the chat. So that's great.
You're welcome, chat. From Russia with love.
So it's a double heroic success. So not only do you get what you want, which is that you wanted to get an inside look inside the Hammerhead, you're going to get some extra stuff too, because I get to throw that at you. Is there something specific you would like on top of having the information, Mellie, that you think would be helpful? Maybe the team has something to offer that you want to.
Yeah, I think that I'm worried that there might be an outside, Aegis influence on our systems. So anything that I can get on that, or anything that I can do to like set up, an extra new firewall or something to block that would be awesome.
Yeah, so you have an effect die of D10, but it's stepped up to a D12, and then there's an additional D6 thrown in there because you can't go past D12 for assets. So you have 2 assets you can assign to the situation for your later use. I will tell you, you've got plenty of visuals inside the Hammerhead. It's quite a large ship, as you know. There's the cockpit, there's a storage thing, there's the cargo back there, there's that ramp you always go up and down on and throw things off the back of it. But in terms of current occupants, there is Harold, who is in that sort of maybe rear part of the cockpit area, the secondary one where people just sort of mill around who aren't flying it or being co-pilot. He is not currently at the stick, so he's not flying it. But he is there, and you can see there's actually like a Harold cam, which sort of just positions and sees what he's doing. He is quite content to just stand there sort of looking around, but there's a quizzical look on his face, which I think only Doolittle can really interpret, which is, what's going on? Where is everybody? Why are we moving? There is no one actually flying it. The thing is flying remote. You have been hacked. Yeah, you have clearly got that view of the cockpit currently with no one. The stick moves, it's pretty cool doing its whole thing. Switches move up and down. There's that neat kind of hologram thing that pops up every once in a while, which Butters uses for other means, sometimes to just check his websites and see how his Bitcoin's going or whatever. But the that's up active, and it's got like a destination on it, and it's currently heading to the UK. It's flying at full speed, supersonic, like Mark IV at the moment, probably to the United Kingdom. You don't know necessarily where.
Okay. Well, we have an idea because we know Twice Shy is in London now, which we learned last time. So I would like.
It's kicked in its stealth. It's got stealth mode on, which you almost never use unless you're worried about going somewhere to be noticed by someone who doesn't want you there. But it's got stealth on it, and as far as you can tell, looking right at the information on its own screen, no one in the US currently knows that it's in their airspace or crossing over into international.
Okay, can I use the D12 asset as Harold and give that to Vanessa?
You can.
Yes.
Okay, and then the D6 is just gonna be the I also now have like an in to control this, so it's just like a D6, fighting for I don't know how to D6.
You got a pipeline.
Shared controls, and that's gonna be for me.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, you got D12, Harold. That's exactly what we wanted this entire time, Vanessa.
I know, I'm so proud of him. And honestly, like, feeling a little guilty at how relieved I am that he hasn't betrayed me so far.
I'll share over. I'll just like swipe over to your device, the Herald cam.
Harold has this cool little thing that, you know how you got that little keyboard thing with certain pictures on it that you can kind of have a tap with his claw or his beak to communicate. But it also has, you could probably have the ability to try and activate that, talk to him first through the means of Harold, if you would like to talk to Harold. Otherwise, you can't just sort of audio, otherwise maybe that'll be heard in the cabinet and the cabin.
Got it. In that case, I would like to communicate with Harold and see if he can send me a series of pictures based on what he thinks is going on. So I'm going to try and talk to Harold.
All right. Well, I won't make you roll for that because it's not difficult. You actually are pretty good at it. Like, having Harold do something pretty out of the ordinary would require a roll, but in this case, no. This is Harold responding to you as he always does. His response is the big question mark one, which he likes to use when he doesn't know what's happening. Also, he's hungry.
Question mark birdseed. I can answer one of those, Harold, and it is next to the frozen pizzas.
Harold's got to move away from the can. Yeah, so you've got you know kind of where your ship's going, but you're still sitting on a highway in Oregon. What's your next bit? Any other thoughts about what your plans are?
I have a thought. I think we should try to contact one of the other Hammerhead ships and see if we can hitch a ride to the UK with them.
Well, that's what we pay her for. That's a very good idea.
Literally the best idea I think I've ever heard. And not
I was so far away from that idea.
Yeah.
I was really stuck on Harold, so
I was gonna see if there's something other than question mark birdseed he can give us.
We can still work on Harold though. Harold is potentially our ace in the hole.
Look. Yeah, I think this is we follow Flourish's play, but in the meantime, if you can convince Harold to slow that ship down somehow, one bird, two stones.
One bird, two ships. Yeah, two stones.
That's basically it.
Yeah. So Aliza, you've met personally a couple of the folks who were on the other two teams before. All of you have, but I would say that of them, you're probably the one who has had a lot of interaction with them in terms of getting to know who else is available at any time. There have been a few missions where 2 Hammerheads have been required, really big ones that have been pretty dangerous, but most of the time, you know, your crews are good enough all by yourselves to deal with most incidents. Hammerhead 1 is based out of Texas. Hammerhead 3 is based out of Maine. It's up there in the Northeast. And those two depots sort of pair up with you being in the sort of Oregon Pacific Northwest area to you know, partner up in how they do it. You aren't getting any response from either depot at the moment, Mellie.
Does anybody have like personal phone for them?
Yeah. So, Aliza, what's the name of one of the people? You can come up with the name. Who's someone in one of those teams, either the Texas one, Hammerhead 1, or the Northeast one in Hammerhead 3? Just give me someone who you have a personal connection to.
Yes. There is a woman named Chandra on the Hammerhead 1 that I know personally.
Based out of Fort Worth. Yep.
And Hank says he knows several of the other folks, but he can't remember their names, so it's probably not going to help very much in this situation.
Met them at parties.
Yeah, or after parties, or whatever. But he can't remember their names, so you know he's like looking through his phone and it just says, you know, redhead, great smile. You know, it's just like just terrible stuff. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know their names, so it's probably not going to be much help.
All right. Well, Aliza, you can call Flourish can call Chandra. What's Chandra's code name?
Oh, Chandra's code name is Daisy.
Daisy. All right, cool. You've got Daisy in your system there. You can call her up.
Also, Chandra said she'd hit me if she ever saw me again, so I'm not here.
She would what you if she ever saw you again?
Like, just punch me in the face. I got a little drunk and I started rambling about all, the conspiracy, blah, 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 waste of taxpayer money. And yeah, she didn't take that well.
Turns out you were right, kind of, though.
A little.
Well, the problem is Daisy wasn't all that into the idea of secession, which you were sort of really putting forward as an idea for her to talk about.
That's just a little too far for her.
Too far for you, yeah.
Is this the Texas site?
So Chandra responds. She answers the phone, a little bit hushed, like, hello.
Chandra, hi. I'm guessing from your tone that you can't speak freely right now.
Micah, no, I can speak a little. I need to get out of the room though. I'm just, I'll call you back in 2. How's that?
Yeah, great.
All right. Cuts off the call. 2 minutes later.
Put on hold?
No.
Oh, she's calling me back.
2 minutes later, you get a call from a number that you don't recognize. Do you answer?
Hello? Yes.
Micah, it's me. Sorry, I couldn't use that phone. I knew that if I was on it for longer than a minute, then they'd find out. So I'm just using a burner. Listen, we're here in Fort Worth. We had some people show up here and tell us that we were to close up shop for 48 hours for an inventory or some other kind of weird thing. There's some people here in white suits and there's a hazmat crew, and it's very strange.
Oof, that does not bode well. We're also in a very strange situation, and we have reason to believe that the Hammerheads organization has been compromised, and we all need to be really careful. Also, our ship has been stolen, apparently, and is heading towards the UK, which is why I called you. We need a ride.
Oh my gosh. Well, I could ask Marcus. He seemed to think there was some other weird things, and I don't know if he's reached out to Nesting Doll about this either, but he had some concerns. But I mean, we get so many reassurances from the World Crisis Agency all the time that everything's fine. We didn't think to sort of poke any bears.
Yeah, I think this might be the time to poke all the bears.
Well, we had just come back from a mission, and so the Hammerhead 1 is still in the hangar, and I don't think they've done anything to it yet. I'm going to find out if we can get that.
Yeah, you might want to actually just don't find out. Just take your team and go right now before they can take your ship too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Where are you?
We're just outside of our depot up in Oregon. I can send you a pin to where we are.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I don't know how you'd send it to me because I couldn't use that phone. Tell you what,
yeah.
Can you get Nesting Doll to send one of her usual things to Marcus? He's able to have the firewalls up, and he'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll do. Okay, be safe. Get out of there as soon as you can. Seriously.
Yeah, if you haven't heard from us in 10 minutes, something's gone wrong.
Okay.
All right, she ends the call again.
Nesting Doll, have you heard anything from Marcus?
I don't know if I gave him the new number. I'll start looking.
That would be...
Oh, like
That'd be Green Thumb, by the way, Mellie. Green Thumb is an old hippie hacker who who works as the IT specialist at Hammerhead 1. He is a guy. He's got that old long beard that's been tied up in 2 places and long hair, and he's sort of like a "Hey man, how's it going?" kind of guy. He's completely opposite you, but he's a master of setting up firewalls.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. She's reasonably chill.
We balance each other out, you know? We are partners for the Hammerhead Hackathon every year.
Oh.
Yeah, so I reach out to him to get the information and to send our location as well through our usual channels.
Marcus Green Thumb, he responds on one of your weird backdoor chat / Discord-y kind of things where no one's paying attention to any of that stuff going on. It's your usual kind of meeting places. Gives you much of the same kind of thing as what Chandra explained. They came back from a mission. There's a whole bunch of people there, hosing the place down, doing all kinds of, claiming there was some kind of problem. They need to track inventory of hazardous materials. Maybe something came back the previous time. He says it's all a cover-up. He's sure there's something going on. It's the man, but you can sort of filter all of that out because you've spoken to him long enough to know he is way more concerned than he's ever been on any of this kind of stuff. So he seems to think there's lots going on.
Yeah, Marcus, look, you're very correct this time. Very, very correct. So don't let them tell you otherwise. Keep on getting everything you can. Do not let them erase anything. Put them on our externals. And, maybe let's start making sure that our backup sites are up so we can start maybe, just having our own just in case, like we talked about.
It is funny you should mention that, man, because I already had like a shadow site set up for just this kind of opportunity, and I think you know the access codes because we've talked about it a couple times. I'm really kind of a little bit off what I would call the track at this point in terms of my current mental state. So I'm not going to be able to do a lot of it myself, but you got all the access. If you want to do it, you can do it. I don't know if you heard about this thing. It's called the algorithm. We just learned about this. Yeah, we were told by World Crisis Agency. They said to us, "It's it's all good. It's smooth. You better be careful about Hammerhead 2 team." And we said we want to have a bit more information about that, and they just shut us up, and that's all fine. But yeah, okay,
Yes.
sure. Well, I'm gonna stay here. I think I'm more useful here, but Chandra seems all up into just taking off, so I'm gonna cover for her, and she's gonna bring the ship to you. Is that cool?
Yeah, that sounds really good plan. Really good plan. You keep what you're doing, play defense, and then I'll owe you one.
And we're gonna send Max he's the basset hound. You know how we got a dog?
Oh, you guys have a dog now?
Well, you know we got a dog. Max has always been. Max,
I thought Max was a person.
Does he fly the ship?
What
No,
does he train to do?
I got one of those collars on him, and he can talk in dog language. It's really cool. But
I like that it's like Shaun of the Dead where they walk into the care group.
I'd like to talk to Max's trainer at some point, just like at a later point when it's not as pertinent and our ship isn't stolen. But like coffee would be cool.
Yeah, is Max going to be on this ship?
yeah, well, he just lives there, man. He's got like a.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You're going to be able to do that while we're en route anyways. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Marcus.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
good
signing
now.
off because I got a guy coming at me with it looks like he's got a. I don't know what that is. Oh well, I'll just.
What? What that? Duck or something?
That's
Marcus is gonna die.
Oh no. That was not good.
That sounded
I
real
really hope-
tasery.
Well, I hope it's tasered, yes.
I think they're gonna lock Marcus up or something.
Well, hopefully Chandra already left with the ship. And the dog.
Sure enough, maybe about 5 minutes later, you get another ping at all up from that from Daisy Flourish, and all she does is send you a note saying in transit. You know the Hammerhead 1 is the fast one, so that's good. It's actually a whole lot faster than your one, but it doesn't have the same kind of. I think it's the sensor system yours has that's better. I'm just checking up my book. I should know
Ours is
this.
flyable by bird.
Well, you know what? I actually have the vehicles like right in front of me too. Yeah, it's the Hammerhead one's is Systems 10.
Oh, Hammerhead 1's a smart aleck. Okay, yeah, that's the one with better systems. Yours is the one.
We're the fast one, of course.
That's why it's going Mark 4. Yeah. She can go maybe Mark 2 if she pushes it, right? But that's still really fast. From Texas to Oregon, you probably take about an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
So what do
right
we
to
do in the
me.
meantime?
It's windy, it's fuzzy, it's plot speed. What do you do in the meantime?
Let me
What can we
let me
do?
throw this at y'all. Council person number 3, based on our unlawful illegal Barbie spy cam,
Surveillance?
Yeah.
seems okay.
Yes.
Do we? I mean, I'm just thinking about collecting allies here. Do we clue them in? Do we clue in?
the
what's it-
chairman also seemed to be fine. I don't remember what we learned about number 5, but number 1 and number 3 seemed pretty okay.
Mhm.
Do you mean like giving them a call and
just
We
down.
do have the footage we can also share with them.
What, blackmail?
or footage of the other ones, the bad ones?
Yes,
Oh,
footage of the other ones, which is that you still have, Joe, that you didn't use last time.
Oh yeah.
And we learned our lesson about blackmail.
Yeah, not blackmail, just downloading this to
just mail.
Yeah,
just
just regular
Regular mail.
Sharing knowledge.
Let Almanac know, maybe. He seems okay.
Yes. Yes. We
Mhm.
should. Yes. All the above.
So wait, this is
Assuming
gonna
he's
be
not
an
already
hour?
like tased and imprisoned.
Yeah, you got about an hour, Adam, before that Hammerhead 1's going to get to you. Smart Alec is going to get to you.
So Hank
I'm
just gets
working
up
on the
and heads to
website.
the bar. All right, I'm gonna need. Can somebody whip up a steak back there? Or and he's like literally trying to eat because he doesn't deal well with like patience. So he's like trying to fill the time with something. That's
Yeah,
what
I
he's
mean, this
gotta
is
do.
a good time for a dinner break. It's like
Yes,
Sure,
I
sure.
need some Jägermeisters to get the brain going faster.
I would also like a steak, please. I could use some protein.
I would like to pay some bikers to fan out and keep watch.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
do
yes.
that.
Do that, please.
This is an all-time gang of it's a club. It's a club of bikers. There's about 8 of them in here, and they're old-timers, and they're very much of the whole we will support the community and those kids who have Make-A-Wish Foundation type. That's that kind of bikers, and they go out. You give them a wad of cash. It doesn't take a lot of work to get them to do this. So they've gone out, and some of them are watching the road. And one guy says, "I'm going to go to the bridge and I'm going to watch the bridge and see if anyone comes down the highway. It's very important. Got to watch the bridge." You're like, so they do that. They leave the room to you and the bartender, who is like a 30-something guy who's probably made some bad choices in his life, but is a good cook. So he goes out the back and makes a bunch of food: eggs, bacon, steaks, quinoa salad, if you want one of those.
Just want a jar of olives, man. It's been a long day.
He's got
Guys.
brings out here's some pickled onions. That's what we all pickled eggs and pickled onions.
Yeah, and I'm just typing furiously, working on this website now.
Mellie, do you want to put together something? Make a roll. This is going to be essentially what you can do as your backup system, because they've obviously commandeered the one they have at the depot. You can't really access the Request Agency one very easily.
Yeah, this is definitely backup. And I'm not website wise, I'm not gonna like launch it yet, but I want to have it like ready to go. So let's see, it's my mental
I'll give you
network
roll.
specialist.
I'll roll
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
I guess figure out what I have to beat.
Yep, it's 2d8. I'm
Roll
rolling
low.
8.
All right, I think I can do that. Sweet. So I this is definitely going into my secrets are the enemy of the people, because I want to make this info public. Yeah, I don't think I can really. I feel like, I mean, other than maybe Haymaker bringing me Jägermeister, I don't know if I have much other help. Does
Well, yeah, I could give you help there.
that count?
I bring you 3.
Yeah, what's your relationship with Haymaker?
It's a D10.
Fine.
Nesting Doll owes me big.
Yeah, that's right.
And right now she
do.
owes me like $12 for 3 of those, probably.
I'm probably good for it later.
Probably.
You know that this guy's had this one bottle for the whole time he's opened this bar, and no one's had any, and now you come in. Got a reason to do it.
The energy drinks are like warm because nobody gets them here. Perfect. All right, so I got 3 d10s and a d8. I feel pretty good about that.
Boom.
8. Yeah.
Another one of
You
those.
are rolling very well today. Knock on wood. I'm not going to jinx it. but
I
you're
know,
rolling very
no
well
hitches
today.
yet, which is great. I'll take it.
And you create another D12 asset.
Yeah, this is gonna be the d12.
The shadow side.
Yeah, it's the shadow site, the public algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hanging on to that for later.
All right. So what's the added heroic element of this? Why is it even better than what Marcus had put together?
So it's you know, it's very user friendly. It's like the you know, the cortexrpg.com, dndbeyond.com version of a disaster predicting algorithm. You know, you just enable your location, and it's just gonna start like predict. You can get pings to your phone, like, oh hey, there's like a tornado coming tomorrow. So it's a pretty sick website using that algorithm.
Also, the person that put it together is still alive for continuing support, and I don't know if we can say that of Marcus.
Yes. For right now, I am alive and I can keep doing updates.
Pretty good. All right. Well, to make sure you have that note that you got that D12 for the system when you want to use it. Okay. What else? Butters, do you want to spend a plot point and make those bikers like a D6 asset for you?
Yes, that is 100% what I would like to do.
All right. So go ahead and drop that down. And that's good because you're going to need that in a few minutes. All right. So anything else before so you've all got something to eat. You're sitting there, you're doing some, just casual conversation about how everything is screwed. You're checking the Herald cam, Vanessa. And he has come back onto the screen. Obviously, he's found one of those long sort of, what do you call them, like millet things.
Oh, he found a little strand of millet seeds.
Yeah, grabs that, thrusts it down, and then starts tapping something out on it.
All right, let's see what he's tapping on this.
Says that there are two other flying things near the hammerhead.
So this could mean ship, bird, or aliens are real and only a parrot knows it.
Escorts.
Escorts! It could be the escorts. Don't know why I didn't go to that first.
I thought that's what you meant. Ship escorts or bird escorts?
Ship escorts, bird escorts, or again,
Alien
Harold
escorts.
sees something that we don't know. All right, is there any way I can get Harold to bring his Herald cam to what he sees?
Yes. Yes, you can. You can communicate that enough to him, which is like a basic fetch thing. But now we are going to make you do some rolls. I want to see if you can.
Yeah, I was about to say that's,
roll for bird.
I'm training a new dog right now, and it is not going anywhere close to that. So
We really should have just put a flip camera function on his GoPro. Just throwing it out there.
He just wears a little hat.
Well, originally, it was just for like extra streaming money.
Yeah, people love the Herald cam.
Harold's
a Twitch partner.
He is an obstinate and difficult bird, and this has been a problem for you in the past. I'm making this 2d10 as I roll, but you get to throw in a d12 because you have Harold.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about your outcome here. So let me just roll the dice, 2d10. Well, that's great. So, once again, I hitch myself, and my total is 5. Did you want to buy that? I don't know what you'd do with it, but I guess you could if you wanted to.
Let's see. Because Harold is an anti-authoritarian bird. So I'm going to try and get him to turn the Herald cam. And better yet, I want to see if we can get some clear communication from him. So let me drag the D12 into that. And then my life before, animal cognitive psychologist. So I'm just going to put that in there. If it will let me. Cool.
Yep. This is a social thing, believe it or not. It's not mental dealing with birds.
I mean, have you met Harold? Beats me at chess every time. All right. So I'm going to roll for please, Harold, listen this one time.
Oh, you need a training package in there.
Oh, I need a training package. What training package is getting an obstinate bird to move a camera?
I think you know the answer.
Crowd control. I was going to say if it's legal specialist, then my God, Harold knows so much more than I do.
It could be a technical analyst if you want to.
In the role of Harold tonight.
You know what? I'm going to go. I think you're right, because I think that's more dealing with Harold than crowd control is. All right.
Well, dealing with Harold and technology, sure. Whoa, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's great. That's a really good outcome. The thing is, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna give you a plot point for that hit you rolled.
Yep.
And what I'll do is I'll put some. I'm gonna make it's stubborn bird is gonna be my thing. It's gonna be another thing. Every time you deal with Harold now, there will be a stubborn bird, a D6 complication on you.
He's so mad I left him behind.
Yeah, it isn't a D4 because you only roll. It's a D4 you rolled on the thing, but D6 is the minimum size complication. So there will be that minor problem with Harold. You'll get the D12, but there's also the D6. Okay. All right, but you have that additional D12. This is going to be, it's a heroic success already. So that's something you can. The chat's going to be the happiest possible today. But
chat is making bank.
Yeah, Harold did this for all of us.
You've got this inside scoop on what's going on. He's dragged the cam over to the window and kind of goes,
Come on, Harold.
Wah! Which sounds more like a duck or something. But anyway, so he moves it to the window. You can see out the back, at the side, like this is a cabin window, and you can look out. You see what's flying alongside it is some kind of vehicle. It looks like the same sort of variation of building construction as the Hammerheads, but you've never seen them before. It looks like the size of like a kind of, like a aerospace fighter type thing, like an F-16 size thing, much smaller than the Hammerheads, but there's one of them out the side. But you can tell by the look of it that the people who built the Hammerheads must have built this.
Yeah.
Can we make out a pilot?
Yes, there is a pilot on it. In fact, there's two. There's one on front, one back.
Wow, Harold's really pulling focus.
Yeah. Way to go, Harold.
Honestly, we should look into him being a cinematographer at one point.
I can just imagine this bird like sort of.
Hey, he's got that little foot. He's got the little foot that I taught him how to focus in. So he's racking focus in on the pilots.
Well, you did so well. I'm just not going to leave anything out. That's a good roll. So you've got a bird who is your eye in the sky, showing you all his detail. And that is something you could probably capture and send off to see if Mellie or someone else could identify it. It may also be something potentially that Butters has seen as a like a conspiracy thing as well, and maybe he understands part of that, secret government spending on fighters or whatever.
All right, I'm gonna show this footage to Butters and see what he can make of it. And also, Butters, if you need Harold to focus in on anything, as long as you use very little words, he'll mostly understand you. Just use just nouns and adjectives and verbs.
All right, I'm gonna try to get just another scan just to see if there's any kind of markings on these ships. Harold, it's Sam Butters, aka Soft Boiled.
Less words.
My dad used to.
Way less words.
Me dad once said.
This is amazing.
Wing, look. Wing bird, look, wing.
Yes, good.
Wing, good.
All right.
He's just like yelling into
The rest of you were eating dinner. Adam, you're sitting there eating a steak. It's one of the best steaks you've had in the biker bar in the past. Flourish is next to you.
Many
steaks. Butters has got a plate of something in front of him. He hasn't touched it because he's yelling into a phone. Wing, bird, wing, my dad. It's having some effect, though. You think that Harold's getting it, Joe?
The goal of this, Cam, I think, if I'm able, is I would like to add this and step up my sort of like knowledge asset that I've been building. It's a D8 right now, like my proof that number 2 is Aegis and number 4 is Twice Shy. So I'm hoping that I can use this to step that up.
Oh yeah, that's a cool idea. That's what we'll do then. In that case, we'll have you do a test on this. I'm going to do a D10s, 2 D10s for the opposition. It's quite difficult because it's like, that kind of thing is a little hard to see with a very controlled camera and everything else. But you can get...
I mean, tale as old as time, man.
Right. You can throw the asset in that Vanessa created, the D12, as your part of your thing, and try and ascertain this.
Okay, so just that. So we're on the same page. I am rolling to make bird look at wing.
You're aiming. What you want as an outcome is more information that you can add to your general knowledge thing. So what you're doing is trying to create an asset that will replace the D8 with a better one.
Okay. I'm gonna roll. I'm trying to decide if social or mental.
Oh, it's social.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
go.
don't know how social you think you're being, but that is social.
I'm gonna go.
And as he's doing this, Hank does just like look at him just incredulously for like a little while, and then just shakes his head and grabs his fork and grabs the steak off his plate and moves it over to his plate, knowing that he's not going to notice.
Has he even noticed? Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna try crowd control, which I'm not good at, but I'm also not good at talking to Bird. And then
I thought you were natural.
it's the first time for everything. And then I'm gonna use screw it. This isn't gonna work, but I think it's interesting. I'm gonna use my quirk quality of, well, you see, my daddy always said as a hitch, because I'm having a very hard time
relating to the bird.
Yeah, relating to the bird, man to bird. So I'm going to use that as a hitch. I'm going to give myself a plot point.
Mm-hmm.
And then Doolittle had an asset, right?
Yeah, it's a D12.
A D12 asset. So
I'm assuming that Doolittle gave it to you, and that's why she said, "Here, have this."
All right, perfect. I'm going to.
And is Vanessa helping also?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we've literally been doing it before I set up the roll. You're like trying to yeah, so that feels good.
Yeah, Doolittle's sitting next to you, sort of trying to help you coach it through, but can't do it herself because that would be beside the point.
Right. Okay, here we go. I'm rolling this.
You gotta beat an 11. Beat an 11.
I will not.
You did.
Hey! Yeah!
Ooh.
Remember
Harold
Harold
gotten
likes
bird
you.
before?
Look at
I
that.
think we've
One of
gotten
those
12 here before.
One of those D4s even got a 4 on it. The other one got a 2, so it doesn't matter. That's great. Oh my goodness. Now, that steps to D8 up to D10. The effect die on this roll anyway is a D10.
Okay.
So you can now have your asset has become a D10 asset for your knowledge about what's going on.
Awesome.
Okay? And plus, besides that, you also you've got a heroic success, which is fantastic. Wow! So like you just get this moment of maybe simpatico with the bird. Like it seems impossible, but then the bird stops, retreats from the cam, like you're thinking, "Oh my, I've messed it up," and then comes back and has dragged his keyboard thing, props it against the window, and starts tapping away at it. And says, basically, man good, do good for man is basically what he communicates to you, and starts adjusting this.
I knew he liked you.
I salute the Independence Day guy listening to the speech.
All right, and as for what you see through the cam now, the good news is you get a little bit more information of these things. There is a World Crisis Agency branch that you know about because you've had some experience, trying to investigate them anyway, that you thought was closed down. It was a hush-up thing, like another kind of a skunk works, right? That is a legacy of the group that it came out of. So the World Crisis Agency had a military / private contractor kind of design company, a bit like Lockheed but bad. and they had this finance company which had the algorithm. And both of those groups were a shed of their nefarious, past, and came together to become the algorithm and also the people who made the tech, right? So it's military-grade tech that the Hammerheads use, but they're turning it for crisis response. But they still maintain their skunk works. And because of that, what it means is you've got those same people have produced more than just the Hammerheads. They've also produced these escort fighters. And you know that from looking at the logos and the symbols and the kind of style of it, it all smells of the kind of blueprints you think you uncovered some time ago about potential concepts for, short distance recon and other kinds of stuff.
Son of a gun.
Now, what these things do is they're really good at going ahead. Well, first of all, they can actually dock with the Hammerheads, right? The second thing they can do is they can act as forward observer units to coordinate and triangulate targets or destination spots for things. So that's the information you get.
Sweet.
All right.
And I very much want this Transformer set.
All right. That's all the information you get in the hour you have. Everybody seems fed. Harold retreats back to where he was because he's hungry.
Butters might not be too fed.
The bartender comes to you, Adam, and he says, I know you guys are doing something fancy and government-wise. I don't really understand it. I've overheard a few things.
Yeah, we're part of a semi-secret organization called the World, and Hank just tells them everything.
And he says, I just want to say thank you for your service. And he does it very sincerely, like he really means it.
Hoorah.
At that point, there's a loud noise from outside as some of the bikers come in, and they look like, oh my God, there's something coming and landing on the highway. Well, not the highway, the back road that's running behind it.
Oh, is all right?
Let's hope so.
You go
That's
outside.
probably it. And Hank is just like shoveling anything that's still left in as he's like getting up, getting ready to go out there.
I look over at Hank. Why did it take you so long to eat that steak? It's been an hour.
So, Mike, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but this is my fourth one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't been paying attention.
Who's going to go
We
out
should
and-
probably, we should be very careful because, we did kind of see Marcus get something and
Killed.
yes, maybe. So
Captured.
who wants to go look?
I'll go. And Hank is kind of like, he had kind of unbuttoned his pants just a little bit, and he like buttons his pants back up because he ate way too much, and he just kind of wades out.
Dinner
Oh, I'm
pants.
going to feel really bad if something happens to you.
Well, yeah, he shouldn't go
I'm going to
alone.
cover. I'm going to cover. I owe you.
Yeah, you owe me
So,
big. And Hank
Haymaker and Nesting are going outside. The other three of you are staying inside.
Yes, but ready to go when we get the word.
Just
Hank
also
just comes out like waving.
you don't have your Hammerhead flight suit type outfits on. You've got just street clothes essentially. You go out the back, which is where they say the thing's landing. Like there's a back road, like a service road, and that's where the thing's coming down. So you go out the back there, Adam, and you see unmistakable sight of Hammerhead 1, the smart aleck with a sort of weird looking wide front and just starts VTOL landing. Yep, there it is.
Pretty.
It's large. It comes down and it's just wide enough that it's too much for the road really to be there. So it has to sort of like sideways spin and land in what looks like a field. The back comes down and there's one figure comes moving up quite quickly. You can't see who it would be because they're wearing the flight suit and the helmet. But they run across they're not carrying weapons or anything like that. Obviously, that's not what they
Well,
do.
yeah, I would definitely approach them differently if I saw weapons. But hey, it's Haymaker. Who are you? What's the call sign?
She shouts out, "This is Daisy."
Oh, hey Daisy. And he's like looks in his phone, and he's like updating. updating a contact. And he's like, and he says, all right, are we ready to ride? Is the ship secure?
Chandra, she removes the thing, puts it back, and says, "Yeah, I need you to get coming on board as fast as possible. I'm worried that someone was tailing us."
All right. So then Haymaker like holds the earpiece, but then he also talks into his wrist. All right, team, she's here. Everything's safe and secure.
And they're like
Let's do
standing
it.
like about 20 feet away the door, like you're looking out and you're just sort of going, "Hey team, this is it." And yeah. So it's you cover all the bases. Aliza, Chandra gives you a big hug of welcome when she sees you. Says that she's desperately worried that the rest of the team, there's a problem, that they've rounded them up, because as soon as she took off, she saw like lights going off inside and everything else. It looked really bad.
Oh my god, that does not sound good. Well,
Is
until we
Marcus dead?
Yeah.
I don't know. All contact broke with them, and then I tried to get in touch with the ones up in Maine, and they don't even answer the phone.
Oof. It sounds like we're on our own until we can rescue or reconnect.
She
with
turns
the rest
away from you. She's still hugging you, and she turns and looks and sees Joe over there, and she lets go of you.
Yeah. I just let her. Is she gonna like go at him?
You think?
I don't try to stop her.
Hey, Chandra, I know we got off the wrong foot about me saying you were wasting your life on a corrupt government entity. And, even though it's ended with us all on the same page, I told you so.
Yeah. So
Last words.
she balls her fist up, her hand up into her fist, and then she sort of steps forward, and then she just slops it down. It's not even worth it. It is not even worth it.
Yeah, I came to that point a long time ago. Daisy.
All right, so you've got the smart aleck. You have the statistics for that, Mellie. I think it's on your thing.
I do.
Um,
Is the dog here?
Max the dog is here. He's a basset
Nice.
hound. A really big, long, droopy ears, and he's like a stomp, stomp, stomp. And then he's got that thing. You've seen the movie Up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
He's got the cone.
He's got hello.
Hello, Max.
Hi, Max.
Why doesn't Harold have one of those?
Max.
Because he knows human speech.
Oh. He
He's a
doesn't
parrot.
speak human speech, though, like, except for some of the songs that I sing in the bathroom.
So far, Max has only said hello.
Hello, Max.
He knows
Pretty
his
good.
name. All of a sudden, we
Max.
just don't care about Harold anymore.
Harold is so last yesterday.
Chandra's like, he's just been saying all the time. He keeps saying it. I don't even know how to interpret half of what he says. I'm sorry. I'm not the dog wrangler. I'm not technically even the pilot. So I'm just going to be here. My specialty is medicine and all that kind of thing. And
Hank starts updating his contact again.
I'll take the wheel.
Yes, I'll take the tech.
Everyone's relationship with Chandra is a D6, except for Aliza. You've got a D8 with Chandra in terms of relationship. So if you want to have help with her from that, she is her main specialty is medicine. Her backup was pilot, so she can also pilot. Obviously, she's got that in the bag. And her other kinds of fields are mostly life sciences and things. So she's got a little bit of affinity with what Doolittle does, but mostly, yeah, she's brought her whole med kit with her, the whole thing. The resources on this thing, you were able to get 4 dice worth of resources on top of the ones you normally get. So I will let you choose the others other than the 2 dice of medicine that she's got on there, medical supplies. So if you like, we can just assume you've picked 2 other kinds of things if you want. But,
Yeah.
and that's on top of the 1 dice they always have. So you've got 4 extra dice.
Okay.
Or extra.
Well,
Yeah, I feel like tactical support and land, sea, air are kind of our big ones.
Yeah.
Anybody feel passionate about anything else, or should we just do 2 and 2 on those?
I think maybe IT to try and regain control of our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 in each of those, and then we want our 4th one, maybe an extra tactical support, or an extra land, sea, air.
We think there's going to be a throwdown.
Yes.
Is that what
There's
we're
like
thinking?
like those jets. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Tactical support?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom, done. So we have one in everything, but we have 3 tactical support, 2 IT network, 2 Lancier.
You'd also have those 2 dice I gave you for medical.
Oh yeah.
Yes, right.
Do we have a relationship with Max?
You do not. However, you can create one if you really like one. On the actual trip over there, if you want to spend a plot point, you can create a relationship with Max.
I'm thinking
Do
about
I
it.
mean, that seems like a Doolittle thing.
I'm doing it.
I'll actually give you a D8 relationship with Max if you spend a point because you are a specialty in animals and things anyway.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So, where are you taking? I mean, you've got some. The only benefit you have is it's not as fast as the Hammerhead 2. We already established that, but the Hammerhead 2 was going at Mark 4 and had slowed down. It was approaching the UK much slower speed. You anticipate, looking at your bearings and everything, Joe, that you could probably bring yourselves to close to it within about 3 hours. And by that time, it's probably going to be overlooking, or be in orbit, not orbit, but in the airspace of the UK.
And the tech on this is way better.
Yes, in fact, you've got really good sensors on this thing, which can help you quite a bit. So, we'll just put this together. This is a crisis. The crisis is that the Hammerhead 2 and its escort planes are going to try and do something bad in London. And you've still got that login thing to the Hammerhead, Melissa.
I don't know why, but I didn't quite put that together, that was going to be the outcome here.
Me neither.
So
Not at all.
that actually ramps up the tension quite a bit. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mellie, you can still look, kind of check in on things. Or you
Yeah.
can't necessarily control. But if you want to make a roll, you can try and determine their actual plan. And that'll give you I can tell you what the crisis pulls for and how to set it up.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Because I've got those kind of that little back door into that ship, so I would love to do that.
Now they're trying to cover all their bases pretty much, so they've got 2d10s as the thing, and I will roll that. Oh, yeah, 15.
Whew. Okay. All right.
Feel free to pull upon the assistance of anyone that you want, because this is going to be kind of like a group effort to try and figure this out.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Great. So this is my mental.
Max will say, "Hello, Max."
Very, very good, Max. I appreciate it. Now just
So his mouth doesn't move when he speaks. Like it doesn't. It says "Hello, Max" out of the speaker.
it's a little creepy, like a
It
bad
is.
puppet show. My technical analyst on this one, if you like. That
Yes.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like my quirk is still kind of the one here. Do I want to use any of these? SFX. Let me just take a quick look. Relationship.
That would be a good time to use SFX. That's sure.
Yeah. So I definitely think as we're doing this that I guess I'm just trying to think of the best way for other people to help me with this as I'm like diving into trying to pull this information up. Does anybody have anything that they think would be helpful?
Well, so there's a few. Each of the different distinctions has an SFX that's based on giving a crisis die to the pool, which hasn't been created yet. So you're free to just throw one in there, and then it'll start off with that D6 in it, right?
Yeah.
That's-
First, the one I'm using my quirk, which is a relationship. So first I have to see if I'm adding relationships into this.
Well, because
to
you can
use
step it up if you do that. Yeah, that's quite.
Yeah.
The other
Because
one.
I'm pulling this information and maybe all these like different surveillance feeds that we have and like throwing them up on the different screens in this ship. So maybe somebody else can help in like analyzing this information as it comes in instead of just me.
Well, so you're in Smart Alex's cabin that's got a really cool sensor suite that's like much awesomer than your one. And you sometimes feel jealous of Marcus having had access to this the entire time where you didn't have it. But it's got like that whole thing of various sort of pop-up Minority Report hologram type like screens which you can move things around. The others of you can see that Nesting Doll's kind of really showing a bit of Hammerhead envy at this point while she's sitting.
I'm happy to help analyze all these different feeds if I can be of use.
That would be wonderful. What do you have for me?
D10.
Oh, nice. Then cool. I will also... yeah, okay. I will add a 6 to the crisis pool to step that up to a 12.
Very good. You
Yes.
also get the D6 asset you already have.
Yes, got my D6. Boop, boop. So I've got my 10, 10, 8, 12, 6. And I have a plot point I can spend. So this is going to be fine.
Oh, sure. It'll work.
Roll good, roll good, roll good. Okay, what was I trying to beat? 15? Okay, I'm really close. I just have to, like, spend a plot point, and then I'm good.
Move that forward. Yeah.
Boom, spend a plot point for a 17, which is enough. Hey, it's Max.
It's
The
Max.
big version of Max.
That's a really sweet puppy.
I'm intrigued by the fact that we've had so many D12 effect dice in this session. There's been more than I've seen in any other game we've played so far.
D12's everywhere.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So you're going to get that asset, which you can give it to someone else if you want to, without it costing you any points. But if you want to share it to everyone, that'll cost a plot point.
I have no plot points right now. I just spent it.
Yeah.
And this is like, what is the information that I'm getting from this?
This is a coordinated hazard plan.
Coordinated hazard plan. Okay.
Well, here's what you learn. You learn that the algorithm is being repurposed to try and create the absolute best situation for this ship to go in there and basically bring down the greater London area grid and create endless amounts of problems and crises within the city and the surrounding area.
Oh.
It'll destabilize the FTSE, the British stock market kind of financial markets, and precipitate probably worldwide issues that will be hard to fix.
Okay, that's not good at all. Great. I'm going to go ahead
something
and
about GameStop?
invest in GME right now. Best time. Sorry. I will give D12 the coordinated hazard plan details to Flourish. So that asset is for Flourish.
Son of a gun! They're gonna pin this on us.
Yes,
they are. What? Yep.
That's
This
exactly.
is
And we're
Frame's job.
accusing them of stealing a hammerhead, and that's exactly what we just did. So we're already in a pretty good bit of trouble.
We didn't steal. We got assistance from our fellow Hammerheads.
Yeah.
Flourish, should I go ahead and
That's if she makes it out of this alive, probably.
while y'all are working on this, should I go ahead and start working on going public?
Well,
Do it.
Or are you driving?
Oh yeah, I'm driving.
What
That's
do you
why
need to
I
go
said,
public?
maybe
I mean,
Flourish.
I
you
walk
can do
back
this
up to the
and then-
cockpit.
can
Please,
tweet
we
it
need to
out
go
or
very,
whatever.
very fast. Maybe I come help you, like, locate. And if I can pick who's going next, I would like to give it to Joe to maybe, like, get us
Okay.
moving.
Joe, you kick Max out of the pilot seat. You don't know what he was doing there.
Sorry,
Hello, Max.
Max, you're a real good dog. I'm gonna drive. Okay, big guy.
Max.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, you have a D12 asset now, which is you going to be using this for your thing, or what's the thing? Did you give it to Butters?
No, I gave it to Flourish.
Okay, Flourish has a D12. That's cool.
You know what? I'll pass it to I'll pass my because I am supposed to be driving. Sorry.
You also have Butters. You've got the Barbie Cam D12 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's a. Is it a? I think it's a D10, but I do have it.
Was D12. Your knowledge.
Yeah,
thing.
the Barbie Cam is a D12, and then we also had private
wow.
feed D6. We
Which
just
is,
didn't use it yet.
Which is now a D10, I think.
And that was just separate knowledge about the. Yeah, I think we.
Oh, that's fine. Regardless, I'm giving all that to Flourish so that she can head up, hitting the airwaves ahead of this getting dropped on us. Is that doable?
Yep. So this is going to be this crisis is it's the hazard, algorithm gone bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rogue algorithm, we're calling it. It is very bad. It's a 3d10 crisis, but it has a d6 in it too because you add one there. The three different areas of it are trying to make sure that the public knows this is not you. That's one of the ways you can help resolve it, right? Because you can defray the fact that the Hammerheads themselves are causing it. You want to try and communicate that. That's one way to help. The other one is to try and sort of destabilize, disable, or otherwise stop the Hammerhead 2 from doing what it's doing, which will be quite sad because it's your ship. The third one is some kind of forward contact or prevention to let the city government know that this is going to happen. So those are those 3d10s. Public awareness, trying to fix that, trying to disable the actual ship itself, and then also quickly get in touch with the local government networks and people in London to help, prepare them for this problem. The D6 that you throw in there is just an extra bit of badness that you can try and take care of as well.
Got
But
it.
because you added it to, it means there are 4 dice in the pool as opposed to 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna give those assets to Flourish because I think old Sam would have definitely wanted to be the center of attention on this, but he's grown as a character and knows that it wouldn't be helpful if the crazed Jesse Ventura guy got on camera and was like, "Look at all the things that are happening." Someone a little more beloved and respectable by the community should probably do that.
And one other thing of interest for you, since you may want to know what you guys can even do to help stop things, like how the disabled thing might work and whatever, that does count as high altitude recovery. You can have all kinds of ways of trying to do it. Probably trying to disable it using just like fritzing their network might not be good because then the Hammerhead will just crash or something else. Someone might have to get on board it to try and take control directly. And Harold can definitely help in that situation as an asset, but you can't tell Harold to do it because at this point it's out of his particular skill set.
And Hank is slightly more capable of probably doing it than Harold, so, and he's probably willing to jump out of moving vehicles too. So, if that's something that we want to do.
Yep.
Just
And
don't
so-
drop kick the Hammerhead too.
No. Feel free also to describe what you want to do in terms of something super action oriented, because that's what we're moving into now. That is fine. You are closing in on the Hammerhead 2. You can see it ahead. It is currently flying over London, London being at nighttime with all its lights on and the big wheel and all the other cool things that are very, very London-like, which in this near future have only just become even bigger. It's a bigger, sprawling metropolitan area. It is very, very important to world financial markets and so forth, and they're planning on nixing it. The hazard plan, the algorithm is in process using the Hammerhead 2 and the escort fighters as well as their to triangulate this sort of thing. And you pretty much guess that if they succeed at this, it's going to be curtains for a lot of people. So who is going to be the mission leader? Is that Flourish this time, or are you choosing someone else?
I vote Flourish.
Flourish.
Flourish, I know that you didn't want to be the default leader all the time, but it's like Dumbledore said, we can't choose the age we live. All we can do is time that do what was given to us.
It's like he's talking to the bird all over again.
Yeah, he's stuck in it.
Really?
I don't know pop culture that well.
We need to rewatch those movies.
You need to stop watching YouTube conspiracies and watch a movie or two.
Okay, well, that's fine.
So-
I'm okay. I'm fine
You
with
guys know that the Shining proves that the moon landing was. Never mind.
As mission leader, you get to pick who goes first. Is really what you need to do. That's all that really matters. It doesn't have to be you, Aliza. It could be anybody, but you do
Okay.
get to make that direction.
Well, I know that one thing that I personally do not have the skill set for is the high altitude recovery because I have a D4 in that. So I'm thinking that'll be Haymaker. But I think the first thing we should do is contact the city government. And then on the heels of that, it would be trying to disable the Hammerhead. The public, sadly, can wait.
Yeah,
Because they don't even know. They don't know yet.
Social media spreads fast, but not that fast.
I'll go ahead and start the process of contacting the city government.
Cool.
And
All right.
let's see, y'all gave me all these assets. I definitely would. Okay, well, let me just build from the top.
And like always with crisis pools, I roll the dice for the crisis first, and you have to
Oh,
try.
right. Yes.
That's quite difficult though. There's 3d10 and a 6 in there. So let me show you how badly this is going to be for you. Not that bad, really.
13.
Honestly,
Okay.
that's not bad. 13.
I have a lot of assets, so hopefully we can make that. All
If
right,
you want
do
the
it.
die go away, you'll need a 12 effect die. If
Okay.
you want to reduce the die, any die will do. It'll step it down. But getting rid of one like really good well means probably getting a d12 or somehow stepping a effect die up to d12.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go social
Hmm.
and
You could make a case for either legal specialist or logistics.
yeah, I was leaning towards logistics, so I'll do that. And then I could say, "Hey, Mayor, it's good to see you again." Like I know the mayor because
Yeah.
I because of my life before.
I like it.
And if
And
you
then-
if you want to use one of the IT network support dice, I think
Yes,
feel welcome to.
I would like to, especially just to make sure we get a nice clear signal so that there's no missed information in what we're about to say.
That'll be a die for afterwards that you roll to add on top of your
Oh.
turn.
Great.
Um,
Okay, and then
You also could, if you want, since you're using your life before, you could spend a plot point, which you do have, to step up an attribute when you connect to your old life, which would make your D8 social become D10.
yeah, I'll do that. So step up. Okay, spent my plot point. And then I'd like to also use overall. Can I use? I can use as many of these assets people gave me as I want,
Yeah, you
like
can.
overall knowledge and coordinated hazard plan.
Mhm.
All right, so that's a 10 and a 12.
That's the benefit of building up all these assets. You can use them.
Yes, great. And I think that's where I'm at, unless, I mean, relationships. I mean, that's already. I have a pretty hefty roll here.
Anyone who
Um,
helps you can't help anybody else. And
Right. We'll save it. We'll save the help. This is a very hefty roll, and the assets are helping a lot. So I'll just
It's
go with
also
that.
it's a kind of a personal call to the mayor.
Yes. Okay. All right. Ooh, okay.
Well,
And you also have your extra d6 to add.
Yes.
yeah, you want to roll the d6 now? Do you want to spend one or two of those dice? If you spend two, you can roll both and pick the highest one. But they both get spent.
And how many do we have of those to spend?
Of those, we've got 2, but I mean, honestly, I think we never spend all of our resource dice, so I say just go for it.
Okay, then I will go for it. So 2 d6s?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So 16 plus 4?
4.
No, you pick
that
the
20?
d4, yeah, so 20.
All right.
Ooh.
Now you closed the old dice up, but that's fine. I think I'm
Oops.
going to activate the hitch that you rolled with the d6 from the crisis pool to give you some stress. And that's going to be, this was a lot more work than you expected to try and reach the mayor. You had to go through a few people and maybe burn a bit of your own capital, I guess, in terms of like breaking through, because he was at a business function and you're really just saying, hey, get out of that business function, come and talk to me on the phone, right? So that's some social stress, but it's only D6 social stress, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
Wow, get over yourself, Mayor.
And you got, was that a D10 that you got for the effect die? Do you remember on that roll?
It was a D10
All right.
before
good
the
news is-
heroic success.
Yeah, it's a heroic success, so it's a D12. So that's fantastic. Let's talk through this and how that works. So he calls it, you get in touch with somebody who you know is one of the mayor's assistants or aides. And then it's, oh, hello, I'm sorry, the mayor currently is in. Lord Mayor is in a meeting, a business dinner, a function, social. Who may I say it is that's calling?
Oh, well, this is Micah Johnston. The mayor will remember me from my time in the city dancing. But this is not just very important, it is urgent, and I really hate to ask this, but I need you to get the mayor out of that meeting because the mayor really needs to save millions of people right now. It is that urgent.
About dancing?
Oh, no, it's not about dancing. I wasn't clear.
This is highly irregular, but I'll get him.
Thank you.
You imagine him as being kind of a Stephen Merchant, tall, skinny guy with blonde hair and glasses who just doesn't know what else to do except run around with phones. So you can hear the sound of him running through somewhere, and then there's a loud bustling noise of maybe walking into a large room with a lot of people and the clinking of people eating and food and so on. There's a lot of people stopping this person. He's talking past it. You're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. This is when you start realizing you're being handed to different people who are then handing it to the mayor. And finally, there's a muffled noise, like it's covering the phone or something. Oh, and then there's like more noises, and then the sound of a door closing, and then like, Michael Johnston, what a lovely time to speak to an old friend. I'm sorry to say I was a little bit occupied, but you said millions of people's lives are at stake?
Yes, Lord Mayor, and I would not interrupt your busy day unless it was exactly that important and urgent. So I need you to listen carefully. There are 3 ships on their way to London right now, and the Hammerheads are not piloting them. They have been compromised, and we believe they are planning a large-scale attack on the city.
Well, that's dreadfully horrible news. I'll have to get in touch with everyone right away. Thank you for letting us know this. I don't understand quite why one of my favorite ballroom dancer friends is letting me know, but that's fine. We'll all understand it.
Oh, you didn't know I'm part of the Hammerheads now? I retired from ballroom dancing about 5 years ago. I'm a Hammerhead, so I just kind of go around the world with my team and save people.
Is there nothing you can't do, Micah? What?
I don't know yet. I guess we'll see.
Imagine the pay must be quite significant too.
It's pretty good, but there's also a lot of risk and hazard, which, as you can see now, we're facing because our ship
And how's
has
your
been
brother?
commandeered. Oh, my brother's great. I'll let him know that you asked.
Well, I do love having that conversation. Oh, that's right. We probably should contact people and tell them to.
Yes, we should.
Yeah,
yes.
it goes off.
And I give the details about the specifics of where we're expecting the attack to happen and stuff.
All right, you knock out not only the D10 out of that pool, but the D6. So I spent it for you. So now there's 2 D10 left in there. Let's see what everyone else can do. Who's going to go next?
What did we say? What's the other things?
I think you said you
Oh,
had to
Republic?
take care of the ship.
Hammerhead, yeah. I would say Haymaker go next, please, to do some high altitude stuff.
Well, this is going to be great because I probably overstepped earlier and thought that I had a really good high altitude skill, and it's
Know
not
what?
the best, but he is very bold.
Typical Haymaker.
Yeah, he's very bold.
Oh,
Little-
that's good. That's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Better than
it'll be great.
mine.
Cam, can I spend plot points when it's not my turn?
You can.
Well, as Haymaker is is suddenly looking actually out the window and going, "Oh wait, this is a bad idea." Can I spend a plot point to create an asset that I'm calling lining it up for you? And I'm just using my like Air Force skills to just try to make this as easy on Haymaker as possible.
You can.
Nicely
That's
done,
gonna be
Joe.
Wait,
Starr.
Air
Yes.
Force. I forgot you were Air Force.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
fine.
but like, who's going to pilot this? Well, we don't. Well, we don't have a herald right now, so yeah, like we would probably be in trouble.
But I think
Hello.
Doolittle has done some piloting
Max.
We got the
good
dog,
Lord.
too.
The
The
dog
dog
We
is
have
looking
Max.
up at you.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Haymaker's
honestly-
already putting on the stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this." He's like psyching himself up.
Honestly,
Haymaker, you
Softworld's a
want
better
backup?
pilot. Yeah, I'm a
Uh,
better pilot than I am recovery at this point.
What kind of backup are we talking, Nesting Doll?
Like also coming onto ship,
You come with me,
mechanics.
or are you
You're
going to
gonna
like
leave this
piggyback
amazing-
ride, or how are we going to do this?
No, I mean there's extra suits. I mean I'm not very good at like the high altitude necessarily, but I
Yeah,
am
but,
good
like,
when I'm inside
What
ship.
what if you go off by yourself and then you just like fly away, like the wind just takes you? Like, I mean, this is going to be tough to stick this landing, I think. I mean,
Okay,
you
well
come
then
along
stick
if you
it
want
with
to.
me.
Okay, so
like figure skaters, but in
Oh.
air, and where it is slightly more deadly.
oh yeah, Russia actually views that as a sport, don't they? Yeah, that sounds like a great. That's a great plan. Maybe we could. And he looks back over and at his phone again and says, "Daisy chain ourselves together, where that way, if one of us is going down, we're both going to go down."
Chandra is like shaking her head and saying, "I'm just going to have to ready myself for high altitude fall, aren't I? There's not much I can do about that."
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got chutes. It'll be fine, right? It'll be
Yes,
fine.
we will survive, or we will die for the cause, and either way, we should be proud.
Whoa! Everything is really stark.
Very Russian.
Very stark with yeah. All right, so yeah, we can do this though. But listen, it is a good idea that you come with me, because if you don't come with me, I'm not exactly sure I know even what I'm supposed to do when I get over there. So
That's sort of the idea, yes.
yeah, all right. Well,
Let's do
we got
this.
this. Butters, get us close. Keep it steady.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I want to create this asset with a plot point.
Yeah, spin a plot point, and then there's a D6 asset lining it up.
Perfect.
And let me roll the dice, 2d10, to see how badly this goes for you on your end of it.
How well it goes.
12.
12, man.
12.
That's rough.
Did you add the asset?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
You've also got, don't forget, you've got high altitude. I think you have land, sea, air.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that stuff for
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like that's our parachutes and stuff.
So,
That's
like,
fine.
how do we want to do this if Nesting Doll is coming over? Like, do I just say that it's her turn next, or how do
I'm gonna give you a help die on this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can take a
you could-
D10 for
You can
me
explain that
helping
and
you.
just strap her to the back of you if you want, because they've
Okay.
got those.
Piggyback ride it is. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to do high altitude recovery that I am so well trained in. Your approach, I can do this all day. He thinks that he can do everything. So we're going to go that route. Nesting Doll, you said that was a 10?
I have a,
Oh
I have a
yes, it
question for
is.
you.
You saved my life. I
Adam,
will risk my life in this dive for you.
If you want to, Adam, you could add a d6 to the crisis pool to step up your training package die when you're aligned with your crew.
See, I didn't see that with a whatchamacallit. I didn't see that with my SFX options, but I am not doing that because that sounds like a bad idea. So be gone, thou devil. All right, so going to go here, and then I get to roll. I could use like 2 of these package things, right? Do we have 2 of them or just 1?
Yeah.
On the high altitude.
We have 2d6 of that, so yeah, go ahead. If you
I
want
could
to
use both of them if I wanted
commit
to.
them,
Is
and then
that
you
true?
get whatever one rolls higher is the one you get
Yeah.
to add to your total.
I have to commit them ahead of time, though.
Mhm.
Okay.
You
Yeah, I'm
don't-
committing them.
It'll be afterwards.
Okay, so I'm definitely committing them. I'm like pulling out spikes and all this stuff that I think is gonna, be needed.
You've got like a snowboard, like the Green Ranger at the beginning of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, when they skydive.
You also forgot to put your lining up acid in there, Adam.
I
so
sure did, but I don't want to stop this roll. Can I keep this and then roll the lining up asset separately?
I will let you do that. It's fun. Why not?
Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's see. How am I able? I don't think I am able to do this. Let's see.
Well, here's the thing. You've got a D10 currently for your effect die. You are beating the total, which you had to do, which is with the 14.
Right.
You can't make it a heroic success just by moving that 3 over.
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
But I get to roll 2 more of those assets.
If you move that 3 over, it makes it 17, which means you've got a heroic success. And
but you might not have to spend any plot points if your
Right.
resources roll 3 or higher.
Basically,
Okay.
counting on your resources to give you.
So we've got this locked into our brains that we got a 14 right now and a D10.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So then the asset is, or it's 2d6. Is that right?
And you've
Yeah,
got
that's the resources. Yeah, 2d6 for your resources.
You need a 3 in order to do this. Otherwise, it's going to be not as good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
5.
So you got 5. Another heroic success for the chat.
And a D12, right? Effect die?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which takes away one of the 2d10s that was in there.
Yeah. We stick this landing. I will never admit it was Butter's fault that we stuck the landing, and we hopefully like get inside the hangar door, right?
Well, it's really harrowing, right? So you're jumping out the back of your hammerhead. It's lined up. You see it there, and it's remote controlled, so it knows. There are also these other 2 jets that are like they're not close to it anymore. They've gone off to quite some distance. But if you had bungled this, they would have turned and come towards you, and it would have been pretty bad, right? And you can see where you think the hatch is. It's your old ship. You know everything about the Hammerhead too. And so you leap off. You've got Nesting Doll on the back. She's sort of back strapped, clutching the...
Hang on tight, Anushka.
She's got the parachute pack, just in case something goes wrong. And
then I remember from an old show, and I just scream out, Naomi Nagata! And I just jump out.
You hit the thing with a sharp bang, just in time to pull that lever switch thing, and it pops it open, and you can clamp yourself inside. No one gets it bang on the head. It's all very good. And from your point of view, Butters, and everybody else on the Hammerhead 1, it looks almost seamless, right? So they just got to land on there, and then they get themselves together and go into this thing. So once you get on board, you've got that. You've got the ability to just run to the front and start trying to grapple with the stick. It turns out when you have someone who's hitting her manually, it's much easier to override their remote. And with Nesting Doll's assistance, you can cut that feed.
Yeah, and I just say we should fly it into the sun, right? That's what you do in these situations.
No, we have control again. It's ours. It's our ship. Although, do you think we would get like a better like system like Hammerhead 1 if we threw it into the sun? Then I might be convinced.
I like your angle. I mean, we could probably trade after this because I don't think any of the other 3 teams or 2 teams are alive. So we can probably choose which one we want.
That's awkward.
Oh, perfect.
And then I start like petting Harold.
All right.
Wave into the Harold cam.
You've got that part taken care of, but now there's this problem of the whole city of London is preparing themselves for a huge crisis, a problem that they've been told about. Millions will die. Get them all the emergency services active and turn things on and protect themselves. You got your ship now under control. You lose that D6 pipeline connection, Mellie, because that was part of the whole thing. You had to cancel all the outgoing feed, keep the remote from going. But there's still 1 die left in the crisis pool, and that is now up to someone else to resolve. And that means that, Adam, you've got to pass it to somebody else to do that. May I suggest probably...
We're muted.
I was getting a suggestion.
Yes, I was going to say maybe I would throw it to Vanessa, who hasn't done anything yet.
Yes, that is an excellent idea. And what I was going to
think
do
their
anyway,
master social media-
I was basically going to be waving, "Hey crew, I'm here coming to you live from the Herald Cam, and I'm going to say that it is time for you to steal the show, Doolittle."
If there's one thing I know, it's how public responds to things. So I'm going to address them needing to know that it's not us.
Yep. Sounds good.
And the way I'm going to do that is echoing back to our first mission. I want to hack some phones so that I can get a direct video feed explaining it to them. Although,
This is so Butters is right too. And I love it.
well, because here's the thing, people won't like it because, that's it's a privacy thing. But everybody overrides their general sense of suspicion and danger when there's a cute dog involved.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So,
I love Max.
and this one talks. So I'm gonna make sure that I have Max with me because that'll get them to pay attention.
Hello.
Exactly. So I believe I have an 8 relationship with Max.
You do.
So I'm gonna drag that into there, and
Let
I'm
me
gonna
roll for the D10 so you can see how easy this will be for you
yes,
to beat.
allegedly.
Allegedly. 4.
Okay, sweet. So in that case, I'm gonna put crowd control because that's my thing.
You are going to have to try and get at least a D12 effect die from this.
Got
If
it.
you can't, all you'll be doing was stepping this down to D8. You
Got
still
it.
got someone else. Butters could be still in the background waiting to help address that if you need to. So it's not
Okay.
the be-all end-all of it, but yeah.
All right. So far, I've got crowd control. I've got Max with the 8. This would be a social or mental.
I'm going to actually override that a little bit. I think this is a network specialist thing because
You
you're
know
trying
what?
to hack a whole bunch of phones.
You're right. Oop. Let's remove that one. So I'm gonna go. What's my network specialist? I'm gonna put my network specialist in here. I'm gonna drag here Max. There's a lot of talking animals in this on into
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in my life before as a positive because I'm addressing a group.
Yep.
I want to make sure that I really get this one in this.
Oh, and you said it's social, right? It is social.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put social into here, and you know what? Let me Butters, what's our relationship? I need someone to hold the camera.
What's our relationship?
Yeah.
It's it's an 8. You saved my life once.
Well, Harold did.
It's just an 8 and it saved the life. I love it.
Yeah.
Does,
He
does
doesn't respect
anybody
my
have
bird.
a D10 with Doolittle?
Or my bird.
No one has a D10 with Doolittle. It's so sad.
I know. It's just me and Harold against the world. So
Look. You know, bird owners are weird. Let's all put our cards on the table.
I'm not a snake guy. At least give me that.
I mean, look, it's like snake
in
guy,
the hierarchy, yeah.
Bought swords from Sky Mall. Bird people.
And I'm barely a bird owner. I'm like Jane Goodall, except my animal talks.
They just make me uncomfortable with their little butthole eyes. That's all.
That's true.
But we have a D8.
Butters, are you willing to help me?
Yes.
Awesome.
After that, he better be.
All right, so I'm gonna put. So I have the assist of Butters and Max.
Did you want to commit to your as resources the IT technical stuff you guys had loaded on?
Ooh,
We've already used them.
Oh, you have.
Never
Oh,
mind.
what a shame.
All right, so I've got my social, my life before, network specialist, and the help of a talking dog and a conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
Let's see how this goes.
I'm certain you can beat a 4. And you got 2 hitches to get it too. That's-
Oy.
well,
Okay.
so have a plot point. Take
Okay.
D8 social stress. And you've got a D8 effect die that gets stepped up by 1 to become a D10, which is still not enough to get rid of the D8 or the D10 that's in the pool, but you have lessened it to a D8, which is not bad.
Okay.
But you know that there is going to be some social fallout from all this. I mean, the fact that you've just sent out to all the phones, probably not just in London area, but like throughout the UK, because that was how that was all coordinated. Everyone's been told, hey, everyone, Hammerheads didn't do it. And there's your face on the screen and a dog.
Hello, I'm Doolittle. This is Max.
Hello, Max.
So if
It's
you're
not
getting
moving either. It's like panting, like tongue out.
So Max and I are coming to your phone to let you know that if some stuff goes down, it is neither the fault of me or my team, the Hammerheads, or Max.
Max
would like to let you all know that we are currently working on the problem, and we have all of our best men, bird, and talking dog on it. But any of the fallout is not our fault, right, Max?
crisis.
Why is that the other word that Max knows?
Like my kids saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. I love it.
So you step it down to a D8. We've got a D8 left in the crisis pool. It's only, I think, Mellie and Joe who still have a time to go. What do you want to do about it? Any volunteers?
I have an idea if Joe doesn't have something he wants to do.
So this is our only one left.
Yep,
Yeah.
It's a D8. You've got to somehow.
Take it, nesting doll. Look, you jumped through the air from plane to plane. I think you deserve a go.
Yeah, once we get our stuff organized on this ship and have it back under our control, I want to get a broadcast going from Hammerhead 2, which they Aegis doesn't have anymore. It's us and our control, and I want to launch my site.
Awesome.
This public algorithm. So I'm gonna hit that button, and let's see. I'm not personally talking. I kind of follow up on Doolittle's hacking of the phones with this release, and I don't want to do any social stuff. So hopefully that's just my mental.
You could get a talking GIF of Max just saying crisis over and over again with like sort of cool.
Yeah, that's like really quickly I'm adding in so that like if there is a crisis in your area that you need to be alerted from, you get Max saying crisis as like your phone screen.
Is it crisisdog.com?
Crisis Watchdog.
Crisis Watchdog
domain.
Yeah!
Crisis Watchdog. Oh my goodness me. All right.
And Hank's like looking over the shoulder right now, and he's like, "Man, we're gonna be in a congressional hearing for this."
I already get a 2.
Oh, perfect. Cool, because I feel like network specialist. I mean, technically, either one is fine. Secrets are the enemy of my people. This is my thing that I do. So that's easy. I got my shadow sight, which was a D12 asset.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I helped Doolittle.
Yes.
Yeah, never mind.
Did anyone not help anyone else yet? Aliza, did you help anyone yet?
I definitely helped Anushka
Yes.
earlier. Was that in this
Oh
round?
no, that was before that.
Yes.
And I don't think I've helped anyone. I don't think anyway. And I've got a D10 with nesting doll.
Oh, and you know what? We can get you following up on Doolittle with a little like live stream coming live from Hammerheads 2. You're the talking face here because I'm not the talking face.
Coming live from Hammerhead 2 to tell you that it wasn't us. And I know people stand in front of cameras all the time and say things like that, but I'm Hank Haddix, aka Haymaker. You know me from the ring, and you know that I would never lie to the American, or where are we?
The UK.
The United Kingdom people. And so honestly, it's not us. And I smile, and I've got the little snap camera thing that like does a little sparkle on your teeth when you smile.
And crisiswatchdog.ru.
.ru. Nobody knows what that is. Do .gg.
like-
That's the cool one.
This is one that I got. I will get other ones later. They'll all redirect, but just for right now.
Oh my god. Yeah,
and I'm gonna go ahead. I got
farm that was supporting it. Customer service is a bot farm. It's awesome. No worries.
3
Go ahead.
D10s, D12, a D8. If I can't get a 2, this will be very sad.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Leave.
I mean, it wasn't even that great of a roll, but I'll take it.
It's like you double heroic success it, and
It
you're in
is.
hitches.
I mean, boom, D12 and an extra D8 just for fun. That's
Slam.
the D8 is the ad revenue that I set up on the website, which goes to Hank to pay him off for the Jägermeister.
Oh my gosh.
Told you I'd get you back.
All right, Mellie, why don't you describe, and then I'll have us Joe take us out of it after we're done with it. But describe the effect of the next 24 hours of what has happened.
Yeah, I mean, over the next 24 hours, I think that we are able to reveal more of the information both to our own organization and also publicly, which is able to fix maybe some of our past mistakes of, maybe ruining people's lives or something. So somebody did that at some point. And also getting Twice Shy and Aegis's identities revealed to the public. And in addition to that, our website algorithm just becomes a huge resource for people across the world and kind of helps. Hammerheads only had 3 vehicles, and now there's all of these other kind of smaller operations that are able to use this public information to fight disasters in their own areas.
And we've got a montage of the congressional hearing with Samuel L. Jackson voicing over, all that.
Well, congratulations, team. You once again did it, and that was the worst crisis pull you've had to deal with. It's very big, no problem. But for you lot, it's just another day on the
Wrecked it.
I'll take it over from here, Joe.
Guys, that's our first Hammerhead adventure coming to a close. Not only that, but it's our first game of Cortex Prime coming to except for for some of you. I can't speak for the whole group. It's the ensemble's first game of Cortex Prime coming to a close. I've had an awesome time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Cam, thank you so much for just baby stepping us through learning the game. We like to call this not just an actual play game, but an actual watch us learn how to play game. Is how I like to refer to Roll and Keep. Be here next week. Bake some jelly tarts. Throw on your armor. Learn some magic. Call your nearest moon elf, your moon shadow elf friend. Because next week, we are going to be playing in the world of Zadia. We are jumping into Tales of Zadia, the official RPG for Netflix's The Dragon Prince. I am so stoked for this, guys. Be here. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's a different, slightly different take on the Cortex system, and I'm so excited to jump into this. So we will see you guys next week with our first step into Tales of Zadia. Thanks, guys.